お、危ない危ない。ミュートになってた。聞こえますかね。急ピッチでご飯を食べてまいりました。ラーメンだったんですけどね。聞こえますかね。バックミュージックも大丈夫そうですかね。バランス的には。よし、大丈夫そうですかね。いやー、まあなんかちょっと、実はですね、本当は今日11時ぐらいからやろうかなって思ってたんですけど、先日ちょっと、私の、まあ、叔父にあたる人がですね、亡くなりまして、まあ、ちょっと今日がね、ちょうど葬式だんですよ。で、まあ、ちょっと距離がね、大阪なんで、ちょっと行けない感じだったので、行けない感じというか、その、家族葬だったんで、行くことができなかったんですね。で、ついさっきちょっと、献杯ですか。ビールを、うちの母親と一緒に、献杯して、まあ、それを、写メというか、向こうに送ってっていう感じのことをしてました。まあ、ちょっとそれもあって、配信開始をこのぐらいの時間帯からにしました。まあ、私がね、小さい頃から知ってる、まあ、要はうちの母親のお兄さんにあたる人なんですけど、まあね、まあ、寂しいなっていう気持ちにはなりましたね。本当は行きたかったんですけどね。うん。はい、というわけで、ちょっと暗い話はこのぐらいにして、ついに、レッドシーズプロファイルがですね、先日クリアして、先週、そのスウェリーさんが、作った、レッドシーズプロファイルを作ったスウェリーさんが手掛けた D4 も、まあ、シーズン1までしか出てないですけど、先週クリアして、じゃあもう残すは、ね、もうこれしかないっていう状態になったんですよ。で、本当はまあ年内のどこかでやろうかなと思ったら、今日何やろうと思った時に、なかなか思い浮かばなくて、だったらもうこれやるかっていうテンションになりましたんで、やっていこうかなって思いますが、これね、一つ難点がありましてですね、これまあ Steam で出てるんですけど、これ、もともとスイッチに出てるゲームなんですよ。で、スイッチに出てるゲームだからか、なんと決定ボタンがね、B なんですよ、B。B ボタン。A じゃなくて B ボタンが決定ボタンで、A がキャンセルボタンなんですよ。そこだけが難点。もう、だからすでに、レッドシーズプロファイルってね、操作性がどうこうとかってよく言われてたじゃないですか。いきなりもうそういうことが発生しているんですけど、まあ、コンフィグやってもね、改善がされないんですね。こうタイプ A とかいろいろ変えてっても、決定ボタンが変わることはないんです。しょうがないかなと思ってて。うん。ですね。まあ、さすがに前作のレッドシーツプロファイルよりは操作性はいいんじゃないかなとは思うので、まあ、だからちょっと戻ると決定ボタンがね、ちょっと慣れないですけど、最初は。よっしゃ、やっていきますね。よろしくお願いいたします。これは柿の種の木か。お、これはローディング画面ローディング画面っぽいね、これね。画面が止まった。あ、大丈夫か。はい、レレコさんどうもです。お、2018年。ニューオーリンズ街、郊外、ルカレ。 殺人事件？多分2018年だともしかすると、前作の後の話かもね。事件現場かな。ここはなんだ？見せてくれない。うわいきなり来たわ。凍らされて、しかもバラバラになってる。なんかこれ、海外ドラマ、ハンニバルとかで見たような現場やな。なんだこれ。チェーンソーマン？さらに切っちゃうの？違うわ。そういうことか。FBI でしたね。もうこの時点でやばい事件だっていうのがもう絵面で分かりましたよ。やばい、またサイコパス。88時間後。マサチューセッツ州トンプソンビル。
God damn it. What a way to start the new year. At this rate, I'll be dead by Easter.
いきなり捜査が始まった。
Quiet down, Agent Jones. You're on the clock.
あれ？
Quiet down. You have any idea what you've done?
なんか勝
I'd
手
be
に
half naked in Havana right now if you hadn't shown up. Soaking up some rays, surrounded by a harem of bikini queens, a mojito in one hand, and a seafood-slathered Havana-style pizza in the other. What did I do to deserve
いきなりうるさいおっさんや
this?
な、これ。ハゲのおっさ
No.
ん。
The regional bureau chief merely issued a
マリア・
special
デイビ
order.
ス。
Oh, yeah. How could I forget? A special order to
主人公
rob
女
me
性？
of my well-deserved vacation.
You want pizza? I'll buy you some pizza. You can find that junk anywhere.
Whoa! Hey! Hold on a minute. What did you just say? Pizza is not junk.
会話が長い
Pizza
ね。
is a sacred food.
進むとなんか会話途切れそうだからちょっと聞こ
By God himself. You need to apologize right now. This is sheer blasphemy.
Apologize to who? Pizza or God?
Ha ha! You think you're so clever. Maybe if you'd eaten pizza this morning like a decent person, you wouldn't have cut your finger.
I only cut my finger because I couldn't find a left-handed can opener at the hotel. Normally, I would never make such an amateur mistake.
Oh, really? Well, if you want me to get into gear, then just feed me some pizza, okay?
We must act unfaithfully and abandon our ideals again
ピ
and
ザ男や
again.
な。
We cannot advance from one period of life into another without causing these pains of treachery.
Nietzsche, again, please spare me before my ears start to bleed. Ever since the moment you got here, it's been nothing but Nietzsche quotes.
The worst enemy you
す
can
ごい
meet
会話
will
が長い
always be
ね。
yourself.
I said knock it off. I prefer pizza to philosophy. Want me to dial the number for you?
ピザうる
Come
せえ
on,
な。
Agent Jones. It's time to get serious.
そうよ。
Your 4.5 years of hard work are finally about to pay off.
4年
And all
半。
you're focused on is this nonsense?
Pizza isn't nonsense.
うるさいなこいつ。
Quiet.
そうよ、これ。
As you wish, mother. My lips are sealed. Happy now.
ようやく終わった。何が言いたかったかっていうと、これ歩く、これ、方向がもう定まってて、横とかに行けなくてずっとまっすぐ進んでるんですよ、これ。もうこの手前の扉とかに行きたいのに、もうなんか、この L スティックの方を押してるだけでずっと、こういう感じで行くっていう、もう、自由には歩けない感じ、今。でもグラフィック的にはD4 寄りだね。こう、トゥーンシェーディング的な。もうここ行くしかない。B。はいはいはい。キザ過激派。
Agent Jones, don't let him take control of the conversation.
ん？
The moment you let your guard down, he'll strike.
取り込まれる？なんで銃が？犯人？ピザ男もなんか真剣な
And
顔になっ
no
たよ。
red, remember?
赤はダメ？赤はダメ？気になるな。柿の種か？
It's open. Come
お
on in.
ザック・モーガンフランシス・ザック・モーガンザックだあれからザックどうなったザックの部屋か。ザックこんなとこ住んでんだ今。ザックザックおじいちゃんになっちゃってんじゃん。これがザック老け込んだのか、もう意気消沈しちゃったのか。ザックだ紛れもなく。まあ白髪になったもんな。もうおじいちゃんだ。
You have questions for us.
え
That's why you're here, isn't it?
フランシス・ザック・モーガンだ。そして目が充血してる。だから赤を見せちゃダメだっつってなんかトラウマになってんのかなあれからあんなことがあったから。コートをかける。わあ、まあ、あんなことがあったらこうなっちゃうわな。オールウォーターフクロウウォーター。
Mr. Morgan, before we question you, allow me to first read you your rights.
Oh.
Anything you say may be used against you in a court of
Eh?
law. Please keep that in mind as you speak.
どういうこと？
Do we have permission to film this?
あ、そういうこと。アリア・デイビス。まあ、老け込んだっつうよりは。
Don't worry, my fairy. They're free to do whatever they like.
Something wrong, Mr. Morgan? I'm FBI Special Agent Aaliyah Davis, and this is...
Simon Jones.
Oh.
An analyst from the Boston branch. He's been monitoring us for years now.
俺たちのことを。
Oh, hi.
ヨークも入れて俺たちって言ってんのかな。でもヨークはね。
Seriously.
A Southern belle and a lonesome loser who can't catch a break. Quite the uncanny duo. You'd be the
まさに
perfect stars
ま
for
さ
the
にそう
latest
なんじゃないの。
video game. Isn't that right, my fairy?
マイフェアリー、あ、マイフェアリ
How
ーって
many
もしかし
years
て
has it been since someone came to chat
エミリー
with
ちゃんのことを
us?
言ったのか今。
Oh, but don't ask me about my fairy.
エミリー
That's
ちゃ
a
ん、
private matter.
エミリーちゃんのことじゃねえか、マイフェアリーって。
It's hard to tell what he's thinking, but my eyes can't be deceived.
そうだね。なんかもう、学者さんっていうか、どっかの大学教授みたいになっちゃったね。
If he's hiding something, it'll come out in his face.
ザックが手に持つ重い草。おお、なんだこりゃ。ああ、なんかこの辺はなんか D4 みたいだね。何これ。なんだいや、なんか1個消費したぞ、今。ホールド L ボタンを押したら、レフトボタンを押したらなんかが表示されたな。なんだこれ。見る。あ、見るができるか。
Letters of appreciation from the governor and the Department of Justice.
うん。
They're caked in dust as if he doesn't even care about them.
んなことがあったからこうなっちゃった感じなの？
This smell. It doesn't surprise me at this point, but it'll be problematic in court if they decide his testimony is unreliable.
これは普通のタバコとかで、タバコなのかどうかちょっと
I
どう
won't
か
get
な。
another chance to talk to him face to face like this. I need to get him to stop smoking that for a bit.
アリアさんが主人公の可能性はありますね、今回の。
Francis Zach Morgan. He was once an FBI special agent, an extremely talented one. At least that's what they tell me.
なんか、X ファイルとかでもモルダーが一時期こういう感じになったような気がする。なんかモルダーとね、ちょっと重なる部分あんだよね。
Perhaps he was a little too talented.
うん。
This smell. It doesn't. I won't get. I need to.
見るは OK。ちょっと待てよ。
France. He was
これ
perhaps.
は見るね。あと調べるってあんだよな。
Excuse me, Mr. Morgan. But would you please refrain from consuming that while we speak? I'm talking about. Yes, that.
You don't need to worry about us. Don't get in our way, and we won't get in yours.
Unfortunately, questioning doesn't work like that. Our data needs to be consistent. Now please put out that stinking indulgence right this minute.
だが断る。
What? If we say no,
おう
Then I'll put it out myself. Using force.
おう
Whoa, whoa, Aaliyah. This is Morgan's house. Besides, it's legal in
やっぱ
Massachusetts
タイ、ああ、
for
やっぱそう
individuals
か。
to consume
や
cannabis
っ
in
ぱ
the
大
comfort
麻
of their
か。
own homes.
ああ、
And I
合法の
mean,
ね。
come on.
だと思った
it's
わ。
medicinal.
あ、医療用。
Exactly.
なるほど。まあ、向こうでは合法だもん。あ、ビジョン。読めないザックの表情。
Hey, Belle. Why are you dressed so handsomely?
What are you talking about?
The thick black accessory wrapped around your neck. That's a male necktie. The color black represents confidence and interest in the self.
プロファイリングがすごいね。
And your decision to wear a male tie symbolizes your declaration of war against a predominantly male society. Or perhaps it's a psychological barrier meant to hide the weakness that dwells deep within your psyche. We admire your bravery.
I thought you retired from profiling.
Bullseye, huh? You're an easy one to read.
In order to think with society, a man must first gouge out his eyes and cut off his ears. Don't judge a book by its cover. For someone who's supposed to have been one of our best, you've got an awful eye for people.
すごいガツガツくるね。
Or did all that smoke and kill all your little gray cells?
灰色の脳細胞ってエルキュール・ポアロのあれだよね。引用だよね。
Okay, Aaliyah, that's enough.
名探偵ポアロの話ね。
She's smart, but she's also more of a shrew than she lets on.
Agent Jones, that's sexual harassment.
So, Belle, does that barrier of yours also protect you from violent criminals?
重みがあるな。重
He's
み
more
がある。
dangerous than I thought. I can't read him. I'll just have to assault him head on with questions then.
いやー、健
First,
在
I'll
だ
try
ね。
using the files on the table to shake him up.
なんかいろいろ。これを。
These files are from the case that took place just outside of New Orleans in 2005.
うん。
The agent who handled the case was Francis Zach Morgan.
あれ、2005年の時はフランシス・ザック・モーガンだから、やっぱりグリーンベイルの時でヨークって言ってたけど、なんかさ、実はみんな、ヨークって言ってたけど、最初からやっぱザックだったのかもね。だっていきなり最終回の時にさ、エミリーちゃんがいきなりザックって呼んだじゃん。俺そこがすごい気になってて、最終回の時に。今までヨークって言ってたのに、いきなりザックがさ、意識戻った時に、エミリーちゃんがいきなりザックって言ったのよ。なんでだろうとか思ったから、多分最初からザックで通ってたんだけど、ザックの中ではずっとヨークの方の人格が出てたから、ヨークとして通ってたんだよね。言ってることわかりますかね。だからもう、この2005年のこの事件の時に書いてるのがもうザックだから、ザックなんだよね。ずっと。基本的には。我々が見てたのはヨーク視点のものっていうか。だからよくなんかプロファイルでザックのプロファイルとかってなんか、あと、前回までのレッドシーツプロファイルみたいなやつでザック視点とかって出てきたじゃん。あれもなんか繋がってんなと思って。あれヨークなのにザック視点でプロファイリングされんだみたいな。だからずっとザックなんだ
Now
よ、
he's
基
sitting
本
right
的に
in
は。
front of me.
だからずっと白髪だったんだと思うんだよ。実は。だから、これで、なんかいろいろ調べられるな。
An ornate antique chessboard.
そう、ヨーク側として見たのはプレイヤー側。そうそう
Looks
そう
like
い
he
うこと。
stopped halfway through the game. But who was playing with him?
なんかいろいろ調べられるな。
That chessboard looks rather old. And you can't even buy those ivory
ゆ
pieces
っくりや
anymore.
りたいね、これね。ちょっと前作はちょっと
Right.
駆け足でやっ
They
た
were
から
banned
ね。
by the CITES Treaty.
That was made in France in the 1900s. We know it's in bad taste. But the weight of the ivory just feels so good in our hands.
You play chess alone?
Is that a crime?
No. But it's a hard game to enjoy when you're all by yourself.
He's probably just replicating famous games. Or trying to solve problems from a chess workbook. Right, Morgan? I may not look it, but I'm actually a bit of a
あら。
chess nut myself.
キザ・ジョーンズもちょっと才能があるみたいだな。
When I was in school, I used to pore over every issue of Chess Life, the magazine published by the U.S. Chess Federation.
Well, unfortunately, your guess is completely wrong, Agent Jones. He isn't replicating a famous game, nor is he solving workbook problems. There isn't a single chess book to be found in this apartment. And I didn't find any chess-related websites in his internet history. He was simply playing chess. All alone.
So, what's wrong with that, Belle?
かわいこちゃん。
I don't understand it. How could a single human being seriously play as both sides?
おー。
You just publicly confessed to stealing personal data. Seems like that's a much bigger problem.
Oh no. Everything was done in a perfectly legal manner. We simply happened to intercept a handful of data being sent out from an unknown origin.
Oh, now she's really trying to scare us. Did you hear that, my fairy? Serious nightmare fuel.
Mr. Morgan, may I ask you a question purely out of curiosity? If it makes you uncomfortable, just let me know, and I'll retract it.
Belle, what's wrong? You sure put a lot of effort into that approach.
It's a question about death.
About this body?
ほ
Are you afraid of what's coming?
その時がってもう、なんか末期の病気でもしてんのかも。
Think carefully about why we're smoking this, then ask us again. Honestly, we're not afraid. Rather, we find it intriguing.
Intriguing.
うん
Yes. Belle, have you ever been to the Grand Canyon in winter?
No.
In the dead of winter, the Grand Canyon is terribly cold. Colder than you could imagine. A cold that no photograph could ever express. The sun, powerless. And the temperature drops below zero.
目がね、充血してんのが気になるんだよね。
Right in the middle of the day.
Meaning?
Meaning, you can't really understand something. If you want to learn more about us, you need to gain more experience. Belle.
さあ、この捜査官資料見てみますか。
Do you remember the homicides that took place in Le Carré, Louisiana in 2005?
We solved
あ
that case.
やっぱ俺たちって言ってからヨークがいるんだろうな。
Your report states the following. By coincidence, you encountered a serious incident in a town you visited while on vacation. You then decided to steal the right to investigate from the local law enforcement and took over the case.
うん。
After several more homicides, you managed to apprehend the perpetrator.
あれだね、グリーンベイルでのあの事件の前に行った、だから若い頃のヨークっていうかザックだね。
Yes. Yes. Yes, that's exactly what happened. We stole the right to investigate from them, just as you said.
It all started when the body of a 16-year-old girl was discovered. You arrived in Le Carré immediately after that, didn't you?
We just can't seem to keep ourselves away from dead girls.
まあ、グリーンベイルでもそうだったな。
Did you really visit that town just to take a vacation?
We don't know. If you already have the report, then we suggest you read it, Belle. Either way, that case is closed.
Closed. You sure about that?
うん、
Don't you think this puzzle is still missing some crucial pieces?
ほ
Come on. No need to beat around the bush with us, Belle.
う。ちょっと一瞬お手洗い行ってきていいですか。ちょっとここで止めときますね。 はい、戻りました。よし。まあ、多分冒頭のあれがその事件と酷似してんのかな。ずっとごそごそしてたね、ピーター・ジョーンズ。
They found Lise Clarkson's
これだ。
body.
これやばいよな。リース・クラークソン。
It was hidden deep within the Clarkson Food Delivery Services cold storage warehouse.
After 14 years, we finally discovered the body of the very first victim.
あ。
Do you know what this means?
じゃあずっと冷凍されてたってことってことだよね、多分。
That's why we're here. The first victim in the case he solved, Lise Clarkson.
うん。
This is a photograph of what she looks like now. How will he react when he sees it? The body that went missing for 14 years was suddenly discovered frozen in a warehouse.
うん。
This is some kind of message from the victim to us.
We're pleased that her body turned up. Deeply pleased.
You claim to have closed this case, but now a lost body suddenly surfaced. Aren't you curious about the details?
Body or not, we already solved that case. Lisa's body can't change anything now. And it certainly has nothing to do with us.
I suspect the body was stored there rather than abandoned, due to the unnatural state it was found in. She was found frozen in a storage unit.
うん。
Therefore, she looks exactly the same as she did when she disappeared. In fact, she's in such good condition that we can even determine the murder weapon and cause of death.
は
Well, good for you.
Even stranger is how unbelievably beautiful she looks.
あ。うん。
At first glance, few would guess she was a murder victim at all. She looks more like a piece of art, or a mythological figure from a painting.
うん、なんかそのハンニバル、海外ドラマのハンニバルでもなんか見たような光景だよ。うん。
This keeps getting better and better.
Better and better?
Isn't that right, my fairy? A corpse as beautiful as a goddess.
まあでもそうだよな。犯人を特定したって言ってて、解決済みって言ってんのに、今更これが発見されて、だから当時の犯人がずーっと隠してたのか、うん、あるいはみたいな感じだよね。
Sounds just like our story.
うん。
Yes. Yes.
That went okay. Now I'm sure that Morgan's hiding something.
うん。
I may be able to get what I want if we go deeper into the documents.
ホールド。あ、なんか黄色で光ってんね。光ってるのが、なんか次に繋がるみたいなやつなのかな。まあでも、もう、じっくりやりたいから、いろんなもん見ていこう。でもこれは、さっき聞いたやつだよな。
Who is it? This my fairy character you keep speaking to.
You can't see her?
見えません。
Such bad manners.
ごめんなさい。
You barge into our apartment, yet you don't even care about who else is living here.
Dissociative identity disorder. In the past, it was known as multiple personality
あ
disorder.
まあ、多重人格。
You were subjected to an internal probe only once during your career, correct? They suspected that you had DID, but you denied it,
ああ。
and no problems arose during your test. Is this how you dealt with the psychological profiler back then, too? Saying strange things, weaving unrelated matters together. Is that how you slipped through?
You're free to draw your own conclusions, Belle. But my fairy clearly exists. She's been sitting
膝に
right
座っ
there
ている。
on your lap this entire time. Hey! Stop it!
Oh.
No violence allowed in here, Belle.
え
Wouldn't want to scare my fairy, now would we?
今なんかやったんかどうしようかな。
He didn't so much as twitch when he saw the picture of the body.
エミリーじゃない可能性もあるね。まあ、レッドシーツプロファイルのあれで見たら、ヨークの方に行ってるわけだからね、エミリーは。だからザックに対してのマイ・フェアリーだとまた違うのかね。もしかしたら過去の、この今やろうとしてる事件に関係してるのかもしれないしね。
He's even tougher than the rumors made him out to be. But I was prepared for
いや
that.
ーもうすでに面白そうビンビンなんですけど。
And if my hunch is right, he's deeply intertwined with this case. Far deeper than what my superiors think.
こっちも調べる。あ、見る。
The person who originally admitted this report was his superior, Robert Abrahams.
さっきの解説とまた違う文章が出てきてるからもうじっくりやるとすごいねこれ。
Current chief of the Boston branch. According to Chief Abrahams, Morgan's got his own modus operandi. It's not something that others should interfere with. Well, Chief, look what that's gotten us into now.
まあこういうタイプの捜査官っていうかキャラクターって前作いなかったもんね、そういえば。ピザ・ジョーンズみたいなやつはいたかもしれないけどな。
You may be wondering why we decided to unearth all these old files.
Everything happens for a reason.
The moment Lise Clarkson's body was found, we did the best we could to start our own local investigation. But there wasn't much we could actually investigate due to the damage caused by the hurricane.
Then we assume you also questioned everyone who worked in the warehouse.
Of course. We questioned all the Clarkson Food Delivery Services employees who staffed the warehouse and its owner. But we still have yet to obtain any key testimonies.
Par for the course with a 14-year-old case, if you ask me.
この14年間もずっとほっとかれてたってこと？ここのウェアハウスは。
Not to mention how bad the timing was. Most of the employees were on vacation.
でも普段どこに置かれてたんだろうね、14年間もね。
So, you gave up on the investigation and came to see us instead. Remember what happened, my fairy? That warehouse. That man. So incoherent. Such a pain.
冷凍倉庫、あの男さ。地理滅裂でとても誰のことだ？誰のこと？冷凍倉庫。いたっけそんな人。冷凍倉庫。覚えてます皆さん。冷凍倉庫。当時の犯人。やっぱその当時のことなんかね。前作ではないかもね。
Hey, are you talking about the guy who managed the vault where Lisa's body was found? Yeah, I think he started working there in 2005. Remember, Aaliyah? You said he was a pain to deal with too.
管理してた男。
The large man, yes?
おう。
No need to answer. If you don't want to.
もうそいつがもう一番疑わしいじゃん。
I'm sure you've already put him under surveillance.
今んとこそいつが一番怪しいもんな。
Textbook FBI protocol.
じゃあもう一つ。
Isn't there someone else you should have talked to before coming to us? Such as...
We were unable to reach Patricia Clarkson. You look surprised. I thought you already knew. After all, you visited Louisiana last week.
あなたは先週動けるんか。
We assumed you met with her during your time there.
お
We haven't been to Louisiana. Not in 14 years.
え
Is that so?
We've been right here in our apartment this entire time. That man is our witness. Aren't you, Simon?
ああ、ずっと監視してたもんな。
He's right. He didn't even take a single step outside on Christmas Eve.
どういうことだこれは。
Which means that I didn't get to either.
うわ、缶詰みたいな頭してるもんな。
Are you positive about that? I took the liberty of checking some airline records.
どういうことだ
Last Friday, the name Billy Bishop was listed on a morning flight out of Boston.
ここにもビショップが現れた。
This is the fake name you used to use as an agent, isn't it?
え
A mere coincidence.
Yet that's not all. That evening on the same day, a man with a large scar on his forehead allegedly purchased an '89 Cadillac from a small used car lot in Le Carré. He reportedly said he wanted something old, big, and strong. The owner of the car lot felt it was a strange order, so it stuck in his mind.
Our world is filled with mysteries.
もうすでにミステリーだぞ、ザック。
And they always have the most bizarre timing.
どういうトリックでそんなことをやったんだ
Incidentally, on the following day, an identical Cadillac was taken to a scrapyard in Trenton,
スクラップ工場
Trenton, New Jersey.
うん
You can find that type of car anywhere. Isn't that right, my fairy?
Morgan's right. Everything happens for a reason.
謎が謎を呼
Even
ぶ
this messy room. There must be a reason for it,
ほう
especially when it comes to those strangely tidy spots. They're practically begging me to question them.
どこがそんな風に見えるんだなんかいろんなとこが見えるようになったぞまたなるほど DVD 何の DVD を見ているんだ
DVDs are all over the place. I know that he's a shut-in, but this still seems like way too many for one person. And I've never heard of any of these titles before.
なんか日本の映画っぽいなんか DVD もあるなこれ聞いてみようかな
A stinking indulgence and a massive DVD collection. You must live a very comfortable life.
かも
We're
ね
retired,
怪しまれ
remember?
ないようにねあえてよく犯人とかが泥棒とかも散らかして出ていくのって何が取られたか分かんないようにするみたいなのもあるからね
Retired in your 40s. I'm envious.
40代なんだ俺も今月で40代に入るけど同じぐらいの年だってことか、
Who doesn't love movies, Belle?
今のリアルの俺はもうこのザックみたいな状態かもしれんなある意味意気消沈もう疲れが溜まって
I'm not a fan.
Oh, that won't do.
40代見えないよねもうなんか70代みたいに見えるよね
You should dedicate all the free time you have to watching movies. It's practically an unwritten law.
もうおでこがやばいもんねもともとおでこ広かったもんね
Films guide us,
そういえば俺もおでこ広いな。そういえば俺もおでこ広めではある。確かに。
Films are filled with every important life lesson there
ここまでは
is.
広くないけど。
Is that so?
For example, They Live,
整理。
1988, directed by John Carpenter.
あー。
That film taught us a valuable lesson.
ジョン・カーペンターっていうのホラー映画とかのだよね。
Always put on your sunglasses before a fight.
You know, you've got a point.
どうしたピザジョーンズ。
Movies teach us about everything we need to know.
うん。
I learned about the right way to eat
Oh,
frozen
Cobra da.
pizza from Cobra. It's one of
あ
Stallone's best
あ。
films.
はいはいはいはいはいはい。なんかわかるわかる。うん。
Before that, I wouldn't be caught dead trying to eat frozen pizza.
うん。
I thought it wasn't fit for human consumption,
うん。お前もうピザのことしか言わないな、お前。
but that film changed my life.
冷凍ピザで人生を変えたんか、お前。お前、れっきとしたピザジョーンズだ。
Simon, that has nothing to do with the film. You're just talking about pizza.
この BGM にピザの話。面白いな。そう、俺ね、ずっとさっきから気になってたの、ここ。ここだけ埃がないんだよ。俺ずっとこれ気になってたの。ようやくここにこう、ポイントがね、来るようになってる。まあ、ここは最後に行こうか。
Poly-MVA supplements. And a home IV kit. It's probably filled with highly concentrated vitamin C. He said that being on the verge of death is intriguing. But then why does he have such an elaborate home medical care setup?
暖炉とかストーブとか部屋の配置が D4 と同じ。へえ。よく気づきましたね。
How does he truly feel? Do you like fresh vegetable juice?
Why would you think that?
There's a juicer in your sink that hasn't been washed yet. And do I smell the faint fragrance of baked beans?
埃のないとこなんかピザの形してる。でかい一切れやな。
You didn't use much salt, did you?
What are you implying?
You just told me that you find impending death to be intriguing. That confused me. When I look around your room, all I can see are the many ways in which you're resisting death.
おう
Poly-MVA treatment, highly concentrated vitamin C IVs, fresh vegetable juice, vegetable protein without salt, gallons of vitamin D milk for fat and calcium.
うん、そうだね。続編はもしかしたらピザーラかもしんねえな。柿の種じゃなくてピザーラだ。
The ambivalence, yeah?
What?
Two contradictory emotions, mixing, coexisting together. An adult, mature mind is never satisfied with only one response. It's common sense. Isn't that right, my fairy?
さあ、最後こう調べてみますか。
This
Pizza no
room's a
katachi.
total mess. But certain spots look perfectly clean. Is it just a coincidence?
ピザにしちゃでかいな。
No. There are no coincidences with this man. Mr. Morgan, I found several spots in this room that look strangely clean. Did you tidy up a bit because you knew we were coming?
なるほど。聖域。
Those are sanctuaries.
サンクチュアリ。
They've existed from the start.
Sanctuaries.
That's right. Sacred places. Hovels for pure souls, if you will.
Were there originally objects in those hovels? Something you didn't want us to see.
The soul's still there. We haven't touched a thing. But we know you can't see anything. Hey, Simon. Don't touch the sanctuary.
これでピザの形に似てたもんでとか言うんじゃねえだろうな。
Sorry.
That's a sanctuary.
絶対
Ever touch it again.
絶対ピザの一切れに似てたからじゃねえの
You've
か。
been watching us for 4.5 years, and you couldn't even figure that much out.
4年半。
My bad. It's my first time actually coming inside, you know.
You're earning far more than you deserve then. What were you doing all day in that black Suburban? We thought wiretapping was your specialty. Don't tell me. Crossword puzzles. What do you think, my fairy? 4.5 years. All that time, and what does he have to show for it?
何を喋ってんだ。
So,
お、なんだブツブツ言い始めたぞ。あれ
Crossword puzzles? No way. Come on, I thought you knew. I'm a Sudoku guy.
Agent Jones.
Oh, right.
He's completely taking control of the conversation.
確かに割に合わない仕事をやってたんじゃねえか、ピザ・ジョーンズ。だからそんな缶詰になっちゃうからピザばっか食ってたのかもしんねえな。
At this rate, we'll never get anywhere. I need to press him some more.
ピザ・ジョーンズを見るしかない。
Agent Jones. The briefcase isn't even that big. How long does he intend to keep that up?
落ち着かねえな、こいつ。
Does he have pizza menus stuffed inside there or something? Agent Jones, did you find the files?
グリーンベイル事件。ここでもやっぱ担当フランシス・ザック・モーガンになってる。前作ですよ、前作の。
Mr. Morgan, do you recognize these
おっ
files?
と、これを見たらどう思う。何してんだ、ピザ・ジョーンズ。あ、正義が。あら。
Ow!
We told you. That's a sanctuary.
Let him go! Assaulting an FBI agent is an obstruction of
told you.
justice.
We told you. Go. Ah! Stay back. Stay back.
どうした
Sanctuary.
どうした
Ah! Surrounded.
どうした
Ah! Ah!
あ、赤か。赤
Ah!
か。
Yeah.
だいぶもう。だいぶ参ってん
Mr.
な。
Morgan,
Ah!
I cut my finger with that can opener this morning.
まあトラウ
I
マ
thought
に
I
なってん
stopped
だ
the
ろう
bleeding,
な。
but it seeped through. How could I be so stupid? Everything should be fine now.
なるほど。
I'm sorry for being so careless. I made sure to read through your file and learn about your condition. The color red.
うん。
Such an unusual thing to fear.
まあトラウマだよな。あんなことあったらトラウマになるよ。
Please, accept my deepest apologies.
I'm sorry too.
お前やでピザ・ジョーンズ。お前のせいだぞ。
I don't know what I was thinking.
本当にも
I'll never touch one of your sanctuaries ever again.
う。もうピザにも触れるな君。
And no more red either.
大丈夫かザック。
Don't ever touch one again. I told them not to. Why would they do that?
そうなんかこう字幕が出てるのはブツブツ言ってんだろうね多分ね。
Sanctuaries. Don't touch. Stay away.
Now, May we return to our discussion?
あ、そう、ザックの目、左右違うのは、前作のクライマックスでザックが出てきた時からそうでしたね。うん。片目がね、赤いんですよ。赤目になってた。なぜかっていうと、多分、片目傷ついてるんですよね。だからもしかしたらザックって片目が盲目の可能性もあるっちゃあるんですよね。傷があるんですよ。フォレストケースに切られたんで。
Don't worry. I won't let them touch it again.
Strangely enough, this man has a fear of the color red. And I believe that fear is connected to the Greenville case.
さあ、と思ったらちょっとこっちにもなんかある。いろんなもの調べたいからちょっとね、グリーンベイルのことに行く前に。
Soon after Agent Jones started monitoring him, he was ordered to go through Morgan's trash. But he didn't find anything. Morgan used this machine to cut up everything, from his mail to his supermarket receipts.
こういうタイプの会社にあるようなシュレッダーを家に置いとくってのもすごいな。
Then he even went as far as taking out his trash in parts. This is a very large shredder. Is there something you don't want people finding out about?
Good question. But we never know when some curious civil servants may come and sift through our trash now, do we?
You're already retired. What are you so worried about?
It's just a simple habit. From back when we were still on duty. Didn't they bang that into your head when you were up in Quantico? Some habits are hard to break, no matter how hard you try.
なるほど。
Here's another empty
ああ、
space.
ここにも聖域がある。
What does the word sanctuary really mean to him? Hovels for pure souls? Could you tell me what exactly the word sanctuary means to you?
Sanctuaries are sanctuaries. Nothing more and nothing less.
That doesn't explain anything.
Why do you wish to know?
Just curious.
Belle. You're a much ruder person than you initially seemed to be. Don't you agree, my fairy? What do our sanctuaries have to do with the investigation? If you're out of questions, then how about just going home?
Hey, mind if I jump in here?
What is it, Simon? We hope you've got a real question for us.
Well, actually, I'm also a little curious myself. No one's supposed to touch any sanctuary, right?
That's what we said.
What about you, though? You can't even touch them yourself? Are there any extenuating circumstances?
おお。まともな質問するじゃないか、君。
What are you getting at?
I mean, I doubt if any of this really matters, but if no one can touch the sanctuaries, then how do you clean them?
はいはいはいはい。ああ。触れずにね。触れずにどうやって掃除してるんだってことだよね。おお、答えないんかい。答えないんかい。そうですか。
The
So-
files on the serial killings that shocked Washington State in 2010.
あ、宿り木っていうね。確かに木っていうキーワードも気になるね。
Officially titled the Greenville case.
さあ、前作の事件の。
I never thought I'd take out files from a case I first heard about on the news.
さあ、聞いてみましょう。
Mr. Morgan, I'd like to ask you some questions about this case now.
We don't. want to remember that town.
そうだよな。
I'm sorry, but there's no way around this. I remember hearing about this case on the news when I was still a student.
うん。
A high school girl named Anna Graham was murdered, and the FBI stepped in to take over the case.
うん。
I also remember it becoming a sprawled investigation due to evidence found in the victim's throat. Is that correct? After that case, you went on sick leave for 2 years.
2年間。
And when you returned, you requested to be switched over to desk work.
ああ、デスクワーク。
What happened?
That's a private matter.
うん。
None of your business, Bill.
Were you traumatized?
あ、
It's a common problem with prolific agents such as yourself.
もう言うてくれるなよ、アリアさん。
But there's another possibility that may make more sense. Perhaps you simply finished making preparations.
何かの準備が整った。
What are you getting at?
Thinking too much about something will always turn it into a problem. The Greenvale case. Don't you think it resembles the Luke Carre case?
ほ
Read the report.
う。関連があると。グリーンベイル事件と。
We have nothing else to say.
I just need one more push. One more thing that can summon up the past. A jar of honey with honeycomb inside it. There's nothing strange about it, but
まあね
it。still gives me a weird
普
feeling.
通じゃねえな、この入れ方は。行ってみっか。
That's royal jelly.
Huh?
You were staring at the jar, weren't you? Do you find it strange that there's honeycomb inside? We wanted to harvest royal jelly in its most natural state. The queen's main food source, created from the worker bee's secretions. It's a perfect food, filled with power, meant to fuel the birth of the next queen. By absorbing it into our own bodies, we too can acquire that power. Incidentally, did you know that all the worker bees are female?
へえ。
No.
Guess they didn't teach you that at Quantico. Male bees are only born to inseminate,
へえ。
and they're born from unfertilized eggs to boot.
お
They have short lives and don't even get stingers. Sort of feels like a glimpse into the future of our society, wouldn't you agree? Women are gifted with the power to conceive, give birth, and nourish their children. But men are consumed with the job of providing women with the chance to do so.
うん。
If women no longer had to rely on men for the seeds of life, they would soon cease to desire them, we believe. Be careful, Simon.
Huh? Of what?
Your bell's already stolen the reins from you.
Looks like another old antique. He collects milk cartons but treats valuable antiques like trash.
うん。
What's going on in his head? The silver clock in that trash pile. Is that an H5?
That's right. John Harrison's fifth chronometer, completed in 1770. After many years, he completed it and presented it to the Board of Longitude in order to end their feud with him. That's only a replica, of course.
You like clocks?
Clocks are amazing. Prime fruit of the human race's intellect. we took the invisible idea of time and manifested it in these.
Yeah, I love clocks too. Absolutely fascinating.
どうしたピザジョーンズ。
I disagree.
Oh? Why?
Time is valuable precisely because it can't be seen. Yet nowadays, people can't tell what time it is unless it's measured in numbers.
ほう。
Talk about idiocy. I don't mean to side with the Board of Longitude, but remember, humans used to cross oceans with the stars alone. We have our eyes to read moon charts and study the sky. We don't need clocks.
ほう。
What if it's cloudy or storming?
All you need is courage and a love for adventure.
Hear that, my fairy? Courage and a love for adventure? Come on, Belle. Surely you know how many lives have been claimed by your pals' courage and adventure.
Hey, hold on a second here. That Board of Longitude thing. What the heck is that? I mean, I've heard of it before. I'm an FBI analyst, remember? I just sort of can't remember it right now. I'm telling the truth. Come on, Aaliyah, back me up here. Aaliyah?
おい、ピザジョーンズ大丈夫か立場。ダメだこれ。
A picture of a leaf. This isn't just a picture of any leaf. The belief in truth begins with the doubt of all truths in which one has previously believed. It's time to get down to business.
よしか。
Mr. Morgan, please look at this.
What did we just say? We don't want to remember Greenvale.
This isn't a photo from Greenvale.
Hmm?
Look closely at it. Former Special Agent Francis Zach Morgan.
え、グリーンベイルじゃないの？同じような木があるぞ。
This photograph predates Greenvale.
おう。
It's from the Lucare case you worked on in 2005.
なんだって？
Red tree.
レッドツリ
Red tree.
Yes, a red tree. Greenvale wasn't the first place you saw one of these.
ー。なるほど。
The Greenvale case and the Lise Clarkson murder case. They're connected
これは調べなきゃな。
by these red trees. Aren't they?
Red trees. Both places. Growing. Roots.
Answer me. What are these trees?
Red trees. Figured it out.
I want the truth. Tell me everything you know.
The red trees. You really did your homework. Well done, Belle. You're good. Damn good.
おお、どうした？
Are you ready to talk now? I want to know what went down in Le Carré in 2005.
Fine. We'll tell you.
おう
We'll tell you what happened in that town. Yes. It was that red tree. That red tree ruined my life. It was a sultry summer day. The sun comes down hard on you in the south, like a torrential downpour of demonic whispers. It all started back in that sweltering summer. We still had our best friend with us back then.
あ、そっか。俺たちには 俺たちって言ってんのは、マイ・フェアリーとザックであって、この親友はヨークだよ。まだ親友がいただから、
The other me.
これだ。
Better half.
さあ、過去を振り返る。オープニングか。長いオープニングだったな。
Never a choice when somebody needs you. You can't turn away. You're their only lifeline, just a hero, a bullet for hire, working alone. Always a voice, a cry in the darkness, an echo of pain.That's been long forgotten, but it haunts me, my destiny, to be alone. There's a time when you see life for what it's gotta be. You should know they'll destroy you.Call to me to keep searching, walk alone.
かっこいいかっこいいオープニングだな。いい曲でしたね。いやー、面白そうだな。じゃあ、グリーンベール事件より前の事件で、レッドツリーとの関連があったわけだ。
Zach.
んヨークだ。
Zach. Can you hear me, Zach?
ヨークが帰ってきた。呼びかけに答える。B を押してるけど、どこを押せばいいんだ？あ、これか。
There you are, Zach. Sleeping again? Well, rise and shine. It's time for us to head back out into the chaos.
いいね。なんかヨークの声落ち着くね。
Isn't that right, Zach?
Deadly Premonition 2。おBlessing in Disguise。 お
Zach, it looks like she wants us to join her for breakfast. Perhaps this town's finally starting to warm up to us.
おおヨーク・モーガン
Look at that, Zach. She's welcoming us with open arms. She's even willing to share that tasty morsel with us.
若干髪型違うよね
Hurry up and chow down, mister. Unless you like your breakfast stale.
What an amazing place. I've been on top of the moon since the moment I got here. And the name of this wonderful town, Le Carré, sounds like French to me. But what does it mean?
I'm the chef, David. If you want to know about the town, you'd better ask the concierge. Only amateur chefs flap their gums about stuff that ain't food related.
Chef.
Did you hear that, Zach? He's a true professional.
You say something, mister?
No, not to you. I was just talking to Zach.
Zach?
Please don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter.
If you say so, still. Never thought the FBI would ever come out to a little old town like ours.
I do work for the FBI, but I didn't come here for an investigation. I just happened to stop by on my way to New Orleans.
Never thought there'd be a murder out here either. And it was a 16-year-old kid. Now I tell you, this country's seen better days. What you reckon, mister?
また若い子か
Zach, he's definitely a professional, but it seems like he's also a bit lonesome. That's good. Ambivalence exists everywhere.
Folks say the killer used an axe. Hell of an old-fashioned choice if you ask me.
Actually, Chef David, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the incident.
そういえばレインコードキラーマックスだったな
But shoot, I ain't the one you ought to be asking, Mr. FBI. I only heard what I heard. But seeing as you're fixing to grill me, I can tell you what I know.
Please do. I appreciate it.
被害者について
You said the victim was a 16-year-old. Did you know her?
Well, sure. I reckon the whole town did.
Meaning?
She's Lise Clarkson, the little grandbaby of the Clarkson family.
The Clarkson family?
That's right. You ain't seen they sign on your way in here? The one above that huge cold storage complex. Should have had a dragonfly on it. Anyway, that's the Clarkson family seal. They own most of the land around here, from the sugar plantations right down to the food processing plant. Yeah, I reckon they got a stake in just about everything. They even own the water tower on the edge of town, you know. They're the ones who built up this town, and they still support it.
What do you know about the Clarksons' house?
Now, I ain't got nothing bad to say, but I'm gonna talk straight to you. That family ain't just some gang. They're a whole different kind of beast. They folks with real power. Remnants of the good old boys who shaped America in the early days. Especially the head of the family, P.J. Clarkson. He's the kind of monster who goes around eating other monsters. And I'm sure he's on edge now with his granddaughter getting murdered and all.
この時点で殺されたっていうのが分かってたけど行方不明なのになんで殺されたっていうのが分かったんだろうね
So don't go barging in with that shiny FBI badge of yours and think you'll be safe for nothing.
それとも殺されたことは分かったけどああいうにバラバラにしたのはその後の話だったのかな 死体を持ち出したとかそういうこと？
Things are different down here. So if you plan on sticking around, you best remember that.
I see. I'll keep that in mind. Is the local law enforcement investigating the case?
Shoot, mister, what you think? Now, I told you this ain't no city. We in the bonafide boondocks here.
グリーンベイルと同じだね。
They got to know how to break up fights and keep folks from killing each other when they pissed you off. They sit down and talk it out with you heart to heart. And when that don't work, they just beat your ass.
そうなんだよね。行方不明になってて死体が発見されたのに、もうすでにここの時点で殺人事件だって分かってんだもんね。そこが引っかかるよね。
That's the deep south for you. This murder ain't like that, though. A little kid got killed. A weird way, like something on a TV show. The sheriff's department ain't never seen nothing like this.
Live and Let Die, Angel Heart,
007。
and The Pelican Brief,
ああ、ペリカン文書。
right? 9 out of 10 people will name those titles when you ask them to think of a film set in New Orleans. They're all excellent movies, but to me they lack realism. Due to my line of work, I have a tendency to think deeply about what feels real and what doesn't.
What's your point?
Cat people. That's my point. Cat people. 1982, directed by Paul Schrader. The crowning achievement of Nastasia Kinski, the ultimate muse of the 80s. The most vital element of that movie is the reality it depicts. Leopards who turn into humans have intercourse with humans and turn back into leopards. Then they can only turn back into humans again if they mutilate their lovers.
へえ。
I was awestruck by the sheer reality of it all. Understand? I'm talking about hyper-realism. After watching it, I felt like I just had to experience the world of cat people for myself.
そういえば、前作でもドライビング中に昔の映画の話とかようやってたよね、ザックと。
That's why I decided to visit New Orleans.
Okay.
Another vital element of cat people is the presence of Malcolm McDowell. Malcolm McDowell from Blue Thunder. Oh, talk about a masterpiece. Listen carefully, David. Only an amateur would call A Clockwork Orange his best movie. His best movies are Cat People and Blue Thunder. Period. You need to remember this, because it's the truth.
Whatever you say, mister. So, what's your point again?
Never mind, don't worry about it. I already covered all the important parts. When you say it was like something from a TV show, what exactly do you mean?
Hey, mister. Why do you look so excited, huh?
そんな顔で聞く質問かい。
Like a kid asking grandma to read him a fairy tale.
I just can't seem to keep myself away from young women who died in bizarre ways.
Well, I ain't seen it with my own eyes, but folks say they found the body hanging under a bridge on the bayou. And under that bridge, there was some kind of altar.
そう。
An altar?
Like something they use in black magic. Something horrible.
Voodoo?
Nah. Wasn't nothing like that. Just a weird altar.
That's all?
Oh, and the body was all cut up in pieces.
いや、この
Scattered around the altar like.
この時点でバラバラにされてた。なのに、14年間そこからバラバラだったやつが、ああいう風に冷凍されて発見されるってどういう流れだ？でも当時だと行方不明。だからその行方不明っていうのは死体が行方不明だったってことなのかな。まあそういうことだよね。多分死体がなくなったってことなんだろうね。
So she was sacrificed.
That's what the fella who discovered her said, yeah.
冷凍するし、だから新鮮さを保つためなんだろうね。
Bingo, Zach. This case has got our names all over it.
By the way, Mr. FBI, I ain't seen a car in the parking lot. How'd you get all the way out here, huh? Don't tell me you walked.
Well, that's a very good question. Chef David, you've got a sharp eye. It's true that I didn't park my car in your parking lot. Do you know why?
Can't say I do.
Because it was stolen.
シンプルだけど、なぜ盗まれたよ。
Huh? But you with the FBI, right?
Even FBI cars can be stolen. It could happen after you park your car on the side of the road and go off to do some legwork. When you're eating lunch, when you're watching a movie, when you're asleep at night, when you're buying cigarettes at the local supermarket.
そんなことある？
Your car can be stolen anywhere.
それが
That's
FBI だ。
precisely what it means to be an FBI agent.
なんだそれ。
In my case, my car was stolen while I was on my way down here. But no need to worry. I already reported it to the local authorities.
被害届を出してるか。なんか笑える
And
な。
I've also already acquired another mode of transportation.
お、手に入れている。
Another mode?
Want to hear the details?
自転車か？
Not really. But I'll listen if you want me to.
Then please do.
おう。
After I finished my work in Houston, I flew to New Orleans. Then, I rented a
rental
car
car,
at the
ne?
airport. Whenever I visit the West Coast, I always rent a convertible,
パジャマかもね。
especially in California. But now I'm in hot and sticky Louisiana. So, I decided on a brand new hybrid car with a fully equipped air conditioning system.
うん。
A hybrid car.
Oh, yes, they're marvelous. Vehicles that utterly defy everything you think you know about cars. Now, in the year 2005, it feels like we've finally entered the 21st century. Stomp down on the gas all you want. The engine won't make a sound.
It's silent?
At first, I felt like the landscape was moving past me on its own.
景色が勝手に。
Give it a few more years, and I'm sure we'll start seeing cars that run purely on electricity. Who knows? In a decade or so, electric sports cars may end up lining the parking lots of Silicon Valley. I can see it now. It's the world of The Last Starfighter. 1984, directed by Nick
ま
Castle.
た映画の話だ。
It's famous for being the first film to utilize realistic CG, but I couldn't care less about that. See, I was mesmerized by the beautifully refined mech designs. It even made me wish that I could be one of them myself. Especially the Gunstar spacecraft. No other sci-fi movie has ever had.
So, yeah, where'd your hybrid car get stolen?
そのハイブリッド車、どこで盗まれたんだ？
Sorry, I got off topic. I noticed it was missing after I finished my lunch and walked out of the diner. Incidentally, this diner was located at the entrance to a small town just south off the I-10. I went out to get back in it, but my hybrid car was nowhere to be found. I remembered exactly where I parked it, right between a blue pickup truck and a hedgerow. But when I came back from lunch, it had completely vanished. In short, someone stole it.
いや、分かって分かってんだけどさ。
And in its place, they left me this.
What?
まさかこれできたの？まさか嘘
A skateboard.
スケボーできたの？
A skateboard?
嘘
While I was sliding my lunch into my stomach, someone was busy replacing my brand new hybrid car
そうコ
with
ナ
a
ン
wooden
コナン
board
やんコナン
attached to 4 wheels. Remarkable, don't you think?
So then, how did you get here?
By riding the skateboard. Why do you look so surprised?
じゃあ、路駐してる車とかを、盗まなくてよくなるのかこれがあることで。
No, I couldn't ride the board very well at first. But by the time I hit the 3-mile mark, I'd more or less gotten the hang of it. By the 10-mile mark, I'd even learned to do a few tricks.
マジかよ。マジトリックを決められるほどに成長していたって。さすがすぎるだろう。
It was a journey of self-discovery. Not even I knew I had this latent talent sleeping inside me.
いやいや、ハイブリッド車が盗まれたことよ。
This summer's gonna be another hot one. It's supposed to get over 95 today. Watch out you don't go getting heat stroke.
もうなんかその話はもういいですみたいな感じで話を終わらそうとしてんね。
The least Clarkson case needs us. Don't you think so, Zach? The cat people are what guided us to New Orleans. We should be thanking Malcolm McDowell. Once we get home, let's watch Blue Thunder again. I'm already looking forward to it. Aren't you, Zach? Zach. The searing light. These scents. It's the deep south. That was a fabulous breakfast. You're the world's greatest chef.
食べてんのかどうかわからないの。綺麗に残ってますけど、これ。
Wait, mister. You didn't pay
そうだよ。食べてねえじゃん。食べてねえじゃん。もったいないよ、これ。
Well, the tea was to die for.
あ、紅茶しか飲んでない、この人。
But I'd prefer coffee next time. What would a morning be without coffee?
いきなり、よーく節がいろいろ出てきたな。すごいな。もうすでに1時間半ぐらい経ってんのに。お、ヨークの部屋に戻り、ジンの情報を整理する。新しいクエストを受注しました。これでようやく自由に動ける。ああ、自由に動ける。ああ、ようやく自由だ。俺は自由だ。パジャマ姿だぜ。まずは部屋に戻って着替えないといけないってこと？話しかけらんないか。おお、おお、おお。美味しそうじゃない？朝のビュッフェですか？おお。アックスがある。アックスがあるし、ショットガンもある。話しかけることはできないか。これなんか、何か押すと、レッドルーム。あ、レッドルームって前作にもあったな。はいはいはい。ああ、はいはいはいはいはい。ジョーナルポーチ。破棄しちゃうと再度回収することができない。ゴム弾。ミスターアリゲーターで消費する弾。なんだこれ、ミスターアリゲーターって。ワニ用のゴム弾？あ、救急キット。集中力が回復する。ああ、タバコ吸うと時間がね、自動的に経つんだよね。あ、じゃあ前作と同じで、これ空腹度と集中度みたいなのがやっぱあるね。これね。ハングリー、スリープっていうのもあるね。ロリポップキャンディーもあるね。なるほど。ジャーナル。メインクエストはツリー形式。サイドクエストはフリークエストはリスト形式。おう。今はこんな感じだもんね。でもこれなんかわかりやすいね。ジャーナルって前作あったっけ？これはわかりやすいかもね。 なんか前作だとここレッドルームって不吉な BGM だったけど、なんかすごいいい BGM だねこれ。パーソナルデータ、ツールボックス、スタンプ、消費。ああ、そういうことか。これは消費するためのやつか。重要。まあ重要アイテムね。あはははヨークの愛車になってるスケートボードが。スケボーでどこまで行けんの？スタンプって何？何これ？スタンプリスト。あ、実績みたいな、これ。ワンちゃんをなんか倒すとか出てるんだけど。なんか、いっぱいあるね。アリゲーターを倒すとかあるんだけど。ワニと戦うことがあるの？切り替え。おう。あ、コンフィグ。インフォメーション。セーブって、どこでできるんだろう。コンフィグでできんの？違うな。セーブはどこでできるのかな？インフォメ？違うな。ルカレ。デッドリープリモニション2の世界へようこそ。ああ、やっぱこれ深夜になると街は危険な状態になる。あ、これはグリーンベイルと同じだね。やっぱこう関わってんだな、レッドツリーと。はいはいはい。あ、でもこれ確かセーブってあれか。電話ボックスとかに行かないとセーブできないよね、多分ね。前作通りだと。ごついな。ここに行くしかないか。やり込み要素ありそうっすね。まあ前作はね、駆け足で、みんなを待たせちゃったから駆け足でメインクエだけやってったけど、今作はサイドクエとかもやってっか。下か。なんか取れるアイテムは取っていくか。パジャマ姿ですごい徘徊してんな、これ。お、買う？あ、買えるんだ。とりあえずはいいだろう。おー、こういう感じで。ダッシュはどこだ？ダッシュは、あ、ダッシュここか。ほうほうほうほう。はいはいはいはいはい。疲れるとかないのかな？あ、疲れる。あるね。スタミナゲージがあるね。はいはい。ほうほうほうほうほうほう。はいはいはい。今回こそマグナム手に入れたいな。強武器。あ、これ鏡か、これ。Do not enter。どういうこと？ Do not enter になってるけど、ここ。どういうことだ、これ。帰れないじゃないの、これ。Do not enter って、おい、こんなホテルあるか、おい。入り口に行きませんって。これはまた買うってやつか？これは同じだね。ここがメインのとこかな？特には寄り道できるところはないか。さあ行こう。ひげ剃りシステムあんのかな？あ、この BGM! そのまんまや。
サンルージュ。
おお、そのままじゃん、この BGM。まんまや。まんまやで。
Chasing it all over America.
サンルージュ。
I feel like we're finally on the verge of finding something now. don't you, Zach? I think it's about time we ordered a new briefcase.
おー
Yes, I know this one carries a lot of memories, but it's seen too much.
随分と汚れたな。
This hole's from the shootout in Tucson,
あ
and
ー
this stain's from Miami. Miami. Now that was a fascinating case. Billy, our perp, cut his own torso right in two.
うえ
Even with the help of the drugs, a feat like that still requires incredible mental fortitude. I was so impressed that I forgot I'd left my briefcase on the floor. Same floor his blood gushed out onto. I know, Zach, I know. Now isn't the time for a trip down memory lane.
エビデンスボードスタート。おサンルージ
An emergent drug that's been on the rise in 4 southern states.
ュ。いやこれも赤だよね。しかもこの BGM も前作からあった BGM ですよ、これ。
Personally, I think it originated right here in Louisiana.
ということはあの名曲も出てくるかもしれないですよ、もしかしたら。
And Lise Clarkson's murder must be connected to it somehow. The 16-year-old girl who was murdered. Her body was found beneath a bridge over the bayou, along with a strange altar.
これ前作はこういう感じのなかったからありがたいね。俺自らなんか表とか作ってたもんね。図をさ。
The powerful man who essentially controls the town of Lucare. And he seems to be more fearsome than your average gangster. I doubt he'll be willing to cooperate with any law enforcement, Zach.
Ah, ここにこうなっていくわけ
I
だ。
keep thinking about that movie we stopped to see on our way here, Zach. The Island, 2005,
アイランド
directed
ね。
by
はい
Michael
はい
Bay.
はいはい。
For a movie being shown at a cinema complex, it was surprisingly artistic. An experimental setting mixed with hard-hitting drama. It was art house sci-fi. That director's going to change the history of art house films. Are you following me here? This is another special film that's setting a new standard, just like Star Wars and Blade Runner did. This is a turning point, Zach. You may be witnessing the birth of a vital new word that will soon become a part of film history. Yes, this single movie may be responsible for creating a whole new genre several years down the line. A genre known as island movies. I sure like the sound of that.
その
Don't
ま
you,
んまや
Zach?。
そのまんまや。おノックした相手を確認する。その前にまたちょっとお手洗いに行ってきますね。エビデンスボードアンロック。ちょっとお手洗い行ってきます。 はい、戻りましたと。こうやってこれで見れるのはいいね。いや、こういうシステムが前作にも欲しかったからね。自ら私、イラストレーターとかで作ったからね、あれ。いや、BGM が前作、おー、セーブセーブ。前作受け継いでんのいいよね。おー、なんだこりゃ。おー、何これ。まさに祭壇じゃん、これ。どういうことこれ。ここのホテルはどうなってんだ、一体。はいはいはい。これは前作にもあったね。クローゼット。
I'm very satisfied with the decorations and the size of this closet, Zach. And it's even got a security box. What else could a man ask for? It's proof that we're still safely inside the fringes of modern civilization.
もうクリーニングシステムもやっぱあるわ。同じだね。スタイリッシュブラウン。まあまあ今はこのエージェントのままでいこう。こっちは寝室か。ここはもしかしていやー来た。反ってるとこはないんですか、今作は。反ってるシーンは簡略化されましたね。簡略化されました。シャワーを浴びることがで
Due
き
to
る
the
の。
nature of our work, we've had to stay at hotels all over America. But Zach, do you know what I hate most about living out of a hotel? Shower pressure.
は
The shower was invented so that human beings could quickly bathe in large quantities of water, correct? Yet there are far too many hotels in our nation that have showers with embarrassingly weak water pressure. It's an outrage. And I'll keep tooting my horn about this every chance I get, believe you me.
これはなんかウェイリーさんのクレームみたいなもんだね、多分。それは裸になるわけにはいかないか。さあ、ノックした相手は誰でしょうとか、その前にセーブしよう。もうエージェント勲章とかのシステムはなくなったんですね、これ。これ右上になんか出てるのは何だろうね。エビデンスボードではないな。エビデンスボード違うか。まあ開けよう。またこの人。
Hey there, chef. What's cooking?
Chef,
あれ
what are you talking about, sir?
え
I'm the concierge, David.
何人もデビットがいる。コンシェルジュ同じ同一人物じゃない
I
の
just heard from our chef that you wish to learn the meaning behind our town's name.
Yes, I've gathered that Lucare is French, but does it have any special meaning?
あれ
Why, yes, sir, of course it does. A very clear, logical meaning. All names have meanings. Would you like to know what this one means?
Yes, I would.
Jolly good, sir.
リボン
Then
の
allow me to explain.
リボンの付き方間違ってるぞ。
Lucare means square in French.
Ah. And
That's it.
that's it?
Yes, that's it, sir. Do take a gander at the town map in the lobby if it fancies you. It's beautiful, valuable, and old. I'm sure you'll understand once you see it. Now, please excuse me, sir. If you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to ask.
いや、ファミリーネームが一緒だけど、っていうことは、同一人物じゃない
Did you see that, Zach? That was clearly
双子だっ
David.
たら名前が、ファー
Not
スト
a
ネームが
twin,
違うだろ
not a split personality,
う。
just the work of a true professional.
うん。うん。
It's bizarre, but I can understand it. Remember what they say. The job makes the man.
一人二役なんじゃないの？何もかもが名前がね。これはジャーナルか？ジャーナルのことかな？ジャーナル。なんか枝分かれしていくね。ここから。そう、職業によって人格が変わるんじゃないの？なんか癖のあるキャラクターがもうすでに出てきたな。これがすごい気になるんだけど、何も調べられない。
Do you feel that, Zach? Dozens of paintings no one will ever see. The faint scent of tobacco baked into these walls for over a century. Now that's what I call a hotel. Zach, can you see him? His fashion sense is beyond me, but he appears to be a gentleman. Perhaps we should talk to him.
話しかけてみる。動いてるよ。ここ
Nice
ハリ
tie.
ー・ポッターの世界か
Did
こ
you
れ。
buy it here?
ハリー・ポッターの世界かこ
It's
こ。
been a long time since someone spoke to me. No one these days ever tries to see me.
どういうこと？
They can see what's far in the distance, but are blind to what's in front of them. No. Maybe they're only pretending not to see. That's what civilized society does to people.
Exactly.
運河。
Ever since mankind got their hands on civilization, they zoomed away at a frightening speed.
Zoomed away from what?
ここはヨークだから話しかけられるのかな。
Don't be a fool. You know the answer. As for me, just call me Hungan.
Hunga. The title given to a leader in a certain religion. Is that what you are?
あ、もうハリー・ポッターの世界だこれ。
Do you comprehend the oracle?
The Oracle. Put on your religion hat, Zach. Here we go.
Felton maidens, in the shrine of hunger, find the flying serpent in the ambiguous zero. Dance with the flying serpent, and you will glimpse the other world.
10 maidens and an ambiguous zero. Got it. But what do you mean by otherworld?
Follow the oracle.
白髪の。
Zach, did you hear all that? Looks like we've already taken our first step into chaos. But such is our duty. We need to accept the chaos, let it inside, then carefully dismantle it piece by piece. And after we've put all the pieces back into their rightful places, the truth will reveal itself. Let's capture the truth and present it with a shiny pair of silver bracelets, Zach.
どういうことなんだ。
Zach, here's another perfect symbol of the human condition. Hunt. And it's a buffalo hunting trophy. Now that's a surprise. I've seen several trophies made out of human skin, but never a buffalo's.
人間の顔をあえて飾ったトロフィーは何度か見たことあるが、これは初めて。プレデターじゃねえのこれ。プレデターじゃないのこれは。
Looking at him brings out this strange feeling from within me.
いつかヨークが映画プレデターとかエイリアンの話をしてくんないかな。
Yes, the very same feeling I got when watching a certain film from 1984, directed by Peter Hyams. 2010. The last scene in that film filled me with such a sublime, majestic feeling. It was filled with everything that was missing from the finale of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Just talking about it makes me want to watch it again. Let's watch it once we get home. Promise, Zach.
いやー、ツッコミどころがいろいろ満載やな。ここは西部か。いやー、ハリー・ポッターの世界だと思ったよ。ここのホテルには俺しかいないのかなと思ったら、そうでもなさそうだ。そこか。出れるけど、地図を見てってことかな。開けれる。
Whether it's a restaurant or a hotel, the key to charming your customers is how you present your bathroom.
なんかそれはわかる気がする。トイレが綺麗だとここは素晴らしいとか思うもんね。
I'm sure you feel the same way, don't you, Zach? Now this is the kind of bathroom a person can really get excited about. It might even trump the one we saw in that drug dealer's house in Austin.
汚そうだな、それ。
Remember? The art piece on display in there utilized the natural curves of human ribs in such a novel way. It was
特に開けれるとこないけど。誰か入ってんのかな。なんかおかしくね。なんか中に入ってるやつがおかしくねこれ。なんかすごい散らかってません？なんかこれおかしいとこの下。あ、なんかすごいゴージャスななんか絨毯とか敷いてんのかなこれ。なんだここ。入ってみたいけど入れないみたいこれ。なんかあるね。すごい神聖なるなんかトイレっぽい感じするな。
Zach, this is Lucare. I think I'm finally starting to understand what our concierge was trying to say. You can tell this town was built by a very methodical person. No, wait. Maybe they just didn't care, and that's why it ended up this way. It's just another symbol of mankind's obsession with molding nature to fit our own rules.
本当だ、本当に正方形だ。マップをアンロック。
Zach, what did you think of Hungan's oracle? The Despite all the dramatic build-up, it's little more than a childish riddle. Heartwarming, really. Exactly the kind of feeling one gets from the good old-fashioned countryside.
オラクルディク
Now let's start
なんだこれ
by tracking down those 10 maidens. The oracle gave us a place and an act. We need to go to the Shrine of Hunger and fell 10 maidens. Now where in this town can one satiate their hunger? The hotel and where? And the 10 things that need to be knocked down. Simple, right?
あー、なんかこれは
The
サイド
answer
クエ
is
ストなの
bowling.
かな。
The shape of the bowling pin was based on the feminine form. The 10 maidens are the 10 pins.
へえ。
But a place where someone can both eat and bowl at the same time. I'm skeptical as to whether we'll be able to find such a place in a backwoods town like this.
公園。カーサパイナップル。あ、ボーリングのピンがあるよ、ここに。しかも空腹だからレストランって書いてあるから、ここ、アレクサスなのかな、オラクルの場所は。ここっぽいな。
Alexis's Diner and Lane. This is it, Zach. There are even pins and a bowling ball on the sign. I bet we'll be able to eat some Cajun cuisine and bowl there. Maybe even both at the same time. Nice job, Zach. I knew you'd be able to find it. Now for the other oracle. There's no flying serpent on this map. Could it be a contrail or perhaps a dragon? I'm sure we'll find out later.
自由にこのオープンワールドを渡り歩いたら見つけられるかもってこと
First,
か。
let's just figure out where we need to go. Do you know what the ambiguous zero represents? Zero is usually treated as a base number, but under what conditions would a base number be ambiguous? The answer is temperature, Zach. Yes. 0 degrees Fahrenheit is minus 17.7 degrees Celsius, and 0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. You'd be hard-pressed to find a more ambiguous zero than that. The question is, does our zero refer to Celsius or Fahrenheit? Let's think for a moment. We're in Louisiana.
ゼロ。
Which measurement system do we use here in America?
どこだろう。今ので分かりましたか？梅干し。トンボ？福音協会。フードデリバリー。墓地。冷凍庫。冷凍庫がある場所。クラークソン？フードデリバリー社。ここかな？
The Clarkson Food Delivery Services Cold
合ってた。
Storage Warehouse. That's got to be it. Even with this blazing sun in the sky, they can easily keep the temperature below freezing. Be honest now, Zach. You knew the answer from the very start, didn't you?
それほどでも。なんか解読報酬が。
And how about that Hoongan? What a mysterious character. His oracles may end up determining how much time we spend in this town.
かっこいい。
Sorry, boss, but this is a smoke-free hotel.
また違うやつ出てきた。
Die in the smoke, head out the entrance and you'll find a smoking area in the rear parking lot.
3人目だ、デビッ
Don't
ド
tell。me. You're the
At your
bellboy.
service, boss.
そうでやんす。そうでやんす。 おかしいぞこのホテ
Good
ル。
friends with the concierge and the chef?
We work at the same place, yeah. But, I can't really say whether we're good friends with each other. We're all professionals, though. Nothing more, nothing less.
I believe we've struck gold here, Zach. It just screams deep south, actually.
これこそ南部だ。
This is all his charm. So, if I want to smoke, I should go out the entrance and around to the rear parking lot?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Okay. I'll play by your rules.
すげえな。なんかボーリングをするみたいなクエストが出てきたよ。なんか今見たらボーリングって出てたよ。
You can tell this town was built by a very methodical person. No. Wait, maybe they just didn't care, and that's why it ended up this way. Either way, this town clearly forced nature to bend to its rules. A perfect symbol of the human condition. Yes, I can feel the horrible weight of all the sins that have been committed here.
いや、癖のあるキャラしか前作からいなかったからね。なんかね、調べられるとこが増えてるな。
We always strive to provide the best with the finest of service, sir. Our humble, bucolic town does have its inconveniences. Shopping, in particular, can be a bit of a slog. Therefore, we decided to provide a modest selection of daily necessities right here at our very own front desk.
Great. Sounds convenient.
Exactly.
買う。ミントガム。寝袋とかあるよ。解毒薬とかもあんな。毒とかの、毒なんていうシステムが追加されたぞ。あと、麻痺とか。RPG かよ、これ。風邪薬とかあるぞ。風邪っていう概念もあんの？酔いとか。
Serving you is my greatest pleasure, sir. Please do let me know if there is any other way for me to assist you.
どうやって回してんだ、ここのホテル。一人でどうやって回してんだ。デイビッド。いつ着替えたんだ、デイビッド。
Hiya, boss. How can I be of service?
足。ありがとうございます。なんでヤンスなんだろう。装飾。お。じゃあさっきのトイレ行けるようになってんのかな。さっきのトイレなんか入れるようになってんのかな。入れません。飾りが見たい。飾りが見たいが見れない。入れるようになったのかと思った。じゃあ出てみるか。その前にセーブするか。デイビッドも面白いな。オートセーブも一応かかるんだね。これは上書きでいいだろう。 まあ、もう3時か。早いな。4時からね、違う、磯さんとの配信もあるんで、もうちょっとしたら終わろうかなと思います。今日はね、パート1ってことで、結構でもそれでも内容が濃い感じにはなってますよね。パート1らしいなんか展開。スケボーに乗るか。あ、ようやく吸える。これでなくちゃ。
Compared to non-smokers,
Oh.
smokers have a 4.7 times greater chance of getting lung disease.
お
You know that means it's more likely than getting asbestos poisoning?
パトリシア・ウッズ。なんか最初
The
に出て
risk
きた
of
名前
death
だ
from
な。
lung cancer is actually much lower than what you think it is.
パトリシア・ウッ
In
ズ
fact, it's tiny when compared to heart disease, strokes, and pneumonia. We're always surrounded by easy ways to die, you know. Some people even get randomly struck by lightning and die right there on the spot.
Then I reckon you also know that secondhand smokers have 1.3 times greater the risk compared to smokers?
Of course.
So you won't mind paying the damages when I die of lung disease? How about writing that in a contract for me? You got a pen, right? I promise to protect you from all the evil in our world. Well, that's stupid. By the way, what's your name?
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, just call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
Is something wrong with you? Adults ain't supposed to act like that. I only asked for your name so I can write it on the contract. You should have been able to figure that out if you're a real FBI agent like you said. Come on, sign here. Right here on the paper.
Just as I thought, Zach. This contract paper, it's a San Rouge wrapper.
そうだね。
San Rouge is here, too. This must mean that San Rouge is connected to the Lees Clarkson murder case somehow. This is a sprawling case that spread across the entire South. It's within our jurisdiction, Zach. We'll need to steal the right to investigate from the local authorities at once. By the way, miss, what's your name?
Patricia Woods. But I gotta write my name myself, or else it won't be a real signature.
あれ、パトリシア・ウッズ、さ、
Tell me, Patricia, does this town have a sheriff? Or is it under the jurisdiction of the nearest city police?
Perfect timing. Well, go on and steal it if you want it. I was just thinking about how this is way out of my daddy's league.
なんだ
Thank you for the information, Patricia. Okay, Zach, it's time to get to work. How should we seize control from the sheriff this time?
ちょっと、配信を見直してみないとわかんないんですけど、パトリシア・ウッズって、最初、ザックとの面談のところで出てきた名前だよね。確か。14年間、行方不明になってた死体ってパトリシア・ウッズじゃなかったっけ？違うっけ？違うよね。あれ？あの女性の死体って、違う？パトリシア・ウッズって名前じゃなかったっけ？だとすると、この、すでにバラバラになってっていうのはなんか、多分違うよね。どう見ても今の子、16歳って言っても16歳にも見えたんだけど、あれどうだったっけ？なんかパトリシア・ウッズって最初名前出てきたような気がするんだけどな。アーカイブ見直してみるか。なんか引っかかんだよな、パトリシア・ウッズ。今作のエミリーちゃんみたいな感じなのかなってちょっと一瞬今思ったんだけど。構える近接格闘。 回避が RB。回避が RB。おうおう。近接戦闘があるぞ。おう。ここで戦闘をするのか。どうだったっけ。ちょっと待ってね。いや、13歳14歳ぐらいにも見えるけどさ、違うよな。多分違うよな。多分違うと思いたい。でもなんかパトリシア・ウツって名前が出てたらこう反応してたような気がするんだよな。んお。
Hey there. So, you're the fella from the FBI I've been hearing so much about. I'm Melvin. They call me the sheriff round here.
Oh, hello. Neko, hello.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan? But call me York if you can. That's what everyone calls me.
Huh?
じゃあ大丈夫か。
Well,
この子じゃないね。
all right. Mr. York. How's that sound?
Fine by me.
I'm sure you figured this out, but our town's a small one. Yeah, folks are already busy spreading gossip about how some FBI agents come to town. Now, I reckon you came from the city. What was it? D.C., L.A., or New York? Anywho, in the city, it's normal not to know who your neighbor is. Fella who moves in next to you could cook up a dozen folks in his backyard and no one would bat an eye. That's the city for you. Now, I never lived in one myself, but I visited them a few times, so I know what it's like. All pigs must die in the city of wolves. Yeah! Now, does that sound badass or what? I bet you'd... Hey! I know, CLG. I'm just trying to make a little small talk, that's all. Anywho, round these parts, everyone knows each other's name. So lots of folks get leery when they see an étranger like you. And since it's my duty to protect the town, I thought I'd stop by and say hello.
Zach, it looks like this sheriff is quite the happy-go-lucky type. A clear indication of just how peaceful this town is. Melvin, about the Lise Clarkson case.
I knew you were here for that case. Can't put one past the FBI. So they even got eyes on the smallest of towns like us, huh? Our world is filled with information, and it's all within their grasp. FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
どうしたらいいんだ?
The Lise Clarkson case is connected to a top-secret case that we've...
I know. If you're fixing to take the lead,
あ、簡単に。
then go right ahead. I'm just the humble sheriff of a tiny little town. My jobs are to stop my neighbors from beating the piss out of each other and listen to old folks complain. Honestly, this whole murder case has been weighing me down. So I'm gonna give you my full cooperation, Mr. Special Agent, sir.
Well, Zach, that was anticlimactic. I didn't even get to use my secret weapon.
奥の手何だったんだろ
Melvin, there's a cold storage warehouse on the southern end of town, isn't there? I'd like to get permission to enter it.
Say what?
You want to see where the body's being kept, right?
Oh, I get it now. Lisa's body, yeah. Now, that's what I call a special agent. You already figured that much out. But, I'm not too sure that, going down there at this point is really gonna help much. You know?
Explain it yourself, Daddy.
That's incredible. I don't believe this. Amazing.
Hmm?
Did you hear that, Zach? They put the body in a cold storage warehouse.
ああ。
This is fantastic. Insanely fantastic.
Really? Well, how about that? Well, all right then. I'll head on down to the warehouse ahead of you and make sure we get permission to search it.
Sounds good.
The management company only keeps the warehouse open during certain hours, so you'll have to come during those hours. I ain't looking to create any further disturbances. So be on time. Got it? Come on, let's roll, CLG.
I'm gonna walk home, Daddy. I still got another stop to make.
Oh, if you say so, sweetie. She's a real sharp one, as you can see, so I try to stay out of her way. Well, all right then, York. I'll see you at the warehouse.
この親子もなんか、だいぶなんか差がある感じがするな。親子に見えなかった。おう。おう。おう。おう。おう。おう。おう。おう。おう。
Hey, you. You ain't secretly cutting kids up and sticking them into jars while you work as an FBI agent on the surface, are you?
どういうことよ。
Or using your FBI connections to sell kids to child trafficking organizations?
I've arrested people who've done both, but I've never engaged in either of those
捕まえた
activities
ことがあるん
myself.
かい。
Of course, I have imagined doing such things in order to learn more about the psychology of the criminals I deal with.
It was just a joke. Why are you getting all serious? And don't tell me what you imagine, or else I'll get scared of you for real. Hey, can I come with you?
え
You signed a contract with me, remember? And besides, I'm kind of worried about my daddy.
Do whatever you like. This is America, land of the free. But I have one condition.
What condition?
Don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter. Zach, it feels like she's carrying something with her. Kind of reminds me of you back when we first met.
なるほど。
I can't leave her alone like this.
同
You
じ匂
feel
い
the
がした
same
か。
way, don't you?
インジケーター。プレイヤーの行きたい場所の方向と距離を簡易的に。あー、なるほどね。これスケボー乗ったらどうなんの一体。あ、スケボー乗ったら、いなくなっちゃうんだ。あ、そういうこと？ちょっと練習させてもらって、これ。プッシュ。おー。おー。おー。おー。おー。あばばばばばばばば。
Strange name. CLG, I think. What exactly does that mean?
おー。
Clever little girl. That's what it stands for.
どこで話してんのこれ。どこにいんのパトリシア。パトリシアどこにいんのパトリシアはあれパトリシアが引っかかってるよ。おお。なるほど。まあゲーム的な都合だね、これはね。まあ時間が時間だからセーブして終わるか。セーブできるところにまでスケボー乗っていくか。電話ボックスはなんかあったように思えるんだけど。あ、ぶつかっても大丈夫です。これ車の運転より大変だぞ、これ。車の運転より大変だぞ。痛い。これ意外とむずい。意外とむずい。どうやってここまで来たんだよ、ヨーク、これ。お前のトリック、運転テクニック、俺はついていけないぞ、これ。 ーブエリア。あそこかな。はーい、みんな、元気してる？なんだこれ。え？なんだこれ。何これ。石化してるやつがいるぞ。石化してる。
By the way, Patty, what do you usually do when you're at home?
Is this an interrogation?
Oh, no. I just figured that since we're working together now, it'd be a good idea to learn a little more about you.
Should an adult male like you really be asking a little girl this kind of question? Feel like I heard a story about this sort of thing on the news once.
There's a time and a place for everything. You know exactly who I am. And I've also introduced myself to your father. Besides, you're the one who said you wanted to come with me.
I was just kidding, jeez. You're an FBI special agent. Why would I ever need to worry?
You shouldn't automatically trust someone just because they're an FBI special agent. One's profession and one's personality are completely separate things. For example, one special agent may fall spiritually in love with a genius criminal who enjoys the taste of human flesh.
That's Hannibal. You pulled that straight out of a movie.
Just because it's a
Hannibal.
film doesn't mean it isn't deeply rooted in reality. You can't judge people solely based on where they work or how they look. You need to think hard and decide things for yourself.
Fine.
確かに、こ
So
れ、
allow me to ask you this. How do you feel about
デイ
me?
ビッド
I
に
don't
似てる。
know. I only just met you.
Exactly. Now it sounds like you're thinking. You should never feel the need to force an answer out or pretend like you know something you don't. Zach, she's a good kid, isn't she? Honest and straightforward.
Oh, wait, there's one thing I can say.
Oh. What?
When you talk to yourself like that,
キモいわよ。
it really creeps me out. Did you start doing that after you became an adult? Or have you just always done it? Either way, you should stop doing it. It's really weird and, like, makes me wince whenever I hear it.
Zach, did you hear that? No need to worry. Neither of us are weird, I can assure you of that. She's probably just having trouble finding the right word to describe us. No, I think I'll stop there. Wouldn't want her to think we're getting desperate.
Like I said, it's really creeping me out.
面白いな。そうだよね。これデイビッドのような気がするね。デイビッドが4役目でここにずっといるっていうことなのかなって一瞬思ったりしたんだけどね。違うか。はい。というわけでセーブをして、今日は終わっとこうかな。パート1したら結構やりましたよね。はい。よし。てなわけで、まあもう3時過ぎましたんでね、この後、16時から、クアリーの最終回を磯さんとやっていきますんで、レッドシーツプロファイルというか、デッドリープレモニション2、まあ、柿の種2のパート1実況はこれにて終了とします。またね、The Evil Within と交互にやっていこうかと思いますんでね。結構寄り道要素とかも結構ありそうなんでね、そういうのもどんどんやっていきながら、ゆったりとね、多分長くね、やると思いますんでね、まだまだこう、柿の種ロスがありましたけども、これでまた柿の種ロスから復活っていう感じで、みんなの心も満たされていくんじゃないかなと思います。はい。というわけで、ちょっと休憩ね、30分ぐらい休憩してから、16時からまた再スタートしますんで、引き続き見てくださったら嬉しいです。では、一旦終わりにさせていただきます。一旦エンディングも入ろうかな。はい。というわけで、お疲れ様でした。